Hello everyone, Vicki Verley here, the Rock and Roll Prophetess on YouTube. Today's going to be your All Signs June big monthly reading. I do the big monthly once a month, and then I throw in some little readings throughout the month on a weekly or semi-weekly basis. This is the largest, most comprehensive All Signs free video that I do every month. My name is Vicki Verley if you're new here, and you can find me at vickiverley.com. I'm a very seasoned reader. I've been reading professionally since the late 80s. I probably got my first deck in the 70s sometime, and then started reading professionally in the late 80s. I'm also the author of several books, including a book on tarot, so very experienced reader. This is going to be an all signs video, and you can scrub through on the bottom. It'll be timestamped, but also whatever sign is being read will be displayed down here in the bottom right hand corner. The decks we're going to use today is the Songs for the Journey Home Tarot. Then we're going to pull cards from the HAMSA Roberts deck, and then we're going to pull an Animal Totem from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards, and then we're going to pull a Holy HAMSA card, and we're also going to pull lots of love, lots of answers, and lots of proverbs. So lots of tools, lots of things to look at. I always advise, if you see something that catches your eye or stands out, that's a way that you could potentially get a personal message for you from any of these readings. You should watch your sun, rising, moon, or really any planetary placement that you would resonate with. Some would say Venus, some would say your North Node, maybe cross-watching, whatever. Watch the one that you resonate with. Watch the whole video. Maybe you'll get a message, you never know. The special that I'm running, and this is the last month that you can get in on, is going to be the solstice reading, and it's a big one this year because it's making a square to all the planets newly in Aries, but also it's making a sextile to old Chiron. Chiron's making a move. While we talk about that, let's quickly go over the major astrology events for the month coming up of June 2026. First of all, I want to wish a happy birthday to all the Geminis and Cancer suns out there. This is your solar return. This is a really good time to set your intentions and create your reality for the upcoming year. The first thing that's happening astrology-wise is going to be the Venus conjunct Jupiter, the luckiest day of the year, or one of the luckiest days of the year. This is on the 9th of June. It's happening at 3:59 p.m. Eastern at the 25 degrees of Cancer, but it's lucky for everyone. This could be the gift. Jupiter has been in Cancer since last summer, since last mid-year, June or July. And so it's finishing up its 1-year run in the sign of Cancer. And usually, if you haven't got the gift yet, this would be the time when you could get the gift, especially at this higher degree. And with Venus coming in, you could see the gift, whether it's an actual gift, like something that happens in the outer world, or you get the understanding of, oh, that was the gift, I get it now. On the 14th, new moon in Gemini, 24 degrees 03 Gemini, 10:54 p.m. Eastern. Gemini starts the new cycle of the new year. It's going to be, there's Uranus in the mix, so this is also a very key date. Here's the big one the biggest one that I'm thinking, well, other than Jupiter changing signs too, but on the 19th, Chiron goes into Taurus. It'll stay there until September 17th, and then it'll go back in April 14th of 2027. So September it'll go back into Aries until April of next year, and then it's solidly in. But this is like a sneak peek of what the Chiron in Taurus is going to be like. And I will be doing a whole video about that for all signs. I've already been doing some research. On the 21st, it's the solstice. That's what this reading is all about. This is when the sun moves into Cancer, which is a cardinal sign. Let me pull up a wheel, so if you've not witnessed, if I've not told you this before, or you missed it, here it is again. So the cardinal signs are Cancer and Capricorn, and Libra and Aries. So whenever there's a cardinal cross, whenever the sun actually crosses that line into the cardinal signs, it's a change of season. Northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, it's always going to be the change of season. So it's particularly poignant, and that's why I always do this reading for it, because it's looking at the upcoming season and things that are captured in that wheel, and the Chiron is in Taurus during that time frame, because it only goes in a few days before, and it's actually making a big aspect to this. So that's why the solstice is there's a lot to look at this year. But this is the new season. This is a change of season. This is a change of direction, an opportunity to go in a new direction. On the 29th, we've got the full moon in Capricorn, 7:57 p.m., 8 degrees 15 of Capricorn, culminations of things perhaps that you did in Capricorn season at the start of the year, your New Year's resolutions, these types of things. They could be culminating now. On the very same day, Mercury turns retrograde at 1:36 p.m. at 26 degrees of Gemini, and Mercury's retrograding. And the 30th, this is another really big day. We have Jupiter moving into Leo for the first time in 12 years. And it's going to move into Leo, be there for about a year at 1:52 p.m. Eastern. Of course, the featured reading is my Solstice 2026, which I've already mentioned. It's a good one this year. If you haven't, time's running out on that. It's a limited time offer. And then, if you like this kind of where I do the astrology and the cards, I do a little astrology and more cards. This is Patreon. I do this on the weekly, so if you could check it out over there. And it's just a little gift that I give to my patrons, but really what Patreon is all about is supporting your favorite creators. Whether you enjoy my books, my decks, the readings, you know, that little extra income, you know, that helps pay my internet bill for the month. You know, it's not a lot, but it certainly helps, and I'm very appreciative to all my patrons. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the sign by sign, starting with the sign of Aries. Oops, my nails keep getting cut. I finally broke down and did my nails. I was doing a lot of yard work and gardening and stuff. I still have more to do, but I said, last night I was just like, let me do my nails. All right, so Aries. This is for Aries Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has prominent placements in Aries. Chiron's leaving your sign. That should be a kind of a big relief for you. Again, I'm going to do a whole nother video on that within the next couple weeks before it happens. But let's get 3 cards from the Songs for the Journey Home. For our Aries Sun, Rising, Moon, anybody with prominent Aries. We've got the King of Earth Songs, who is the King of Pentacles, basically. We've got the Tower. And then thirdly, we have the Fool. Okay? Next, we're going to pull 3 cards from the Hanson Roberts deck for our Aries Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has Aries prominent in their chart or resonates with the Aries vibrations. Okay, let's go ahead and get 3 cards. We got the 4 of Swords, followed by the Ace of Wands, and then finally the 10 of Pentacles. Well, that's a nice card to have. Okay, let me get these. You always have to go through your little, my little adjustment phase here, because I'm going to have to make room for another card on the end here. Let's even move it over a tiny bit more. There we go. To make sure we have room for the animal totem and stuff over here. Okay, Earth Songs, King of Earth Songs, King of Pentacles. He's the money man. So there's some big towers right in the middle. I mean, we can't ignore the elephant in the room. The tower is here. But the tower's big changes. You're having a tower moment. But a tower moment isn't always necessarily bad, but it is necessarily a big, huge change normally. So you've got Tower, and it's interesting that the card following the Tower is the Fool, which is card 0. Now, the Fool is not foolish. The Fool is just free and unencumbered and starting down a new path. Not only do you have the 0 Fool card, but you have the Ace of Wands too. So this Tower energy is clearing something away. Clearing out this my guides want me to say bogus energy. Wow. Yeah, this bogus energy, man. Get rid of that bogus energy. Look at the way these are depicted too. This is very interesting. I like to use when I use different decks, I try not to revert back to just traditional meanings, because the fun part of using different decks is looking at the imagery and interpreting the imagery that's there. So look at him. This guy is like flying out the window, escaping the sea serpent or whatever, and then it's almost like he's over here. It's the same person. Like they flew out of there and now they're over here, footloose and fancy free. You know, feeling lighter, feeling better. You know, you've been through a lot here, Aries. Chiron has been in your sign. That's some heavy-duty energy. And now you got Saturn before the 19th, and over the last month or so, few months even, you've had Saturn and Chiron in your sign. So that's some heavy energy, you know. So you're ready for this. You're ready to be light and free. The Ace of Rods and the Fool, like that's right in your wheelhouse, because you are the first sign of the Zodiac. You are the initiator. You are the new beginnings person. I feel like I want to tie these two together, this King of Pentacles and this 10 of Pentacles, because whatever path first of all, whatever path you're starting on fresh here, this fresh new path that you're traveling down, the 10 of Pentacles says there's a lot of prosperity involved. Whatever this planting of this seed is, there's new prosperity that's going to be everlasting, my guides are saying. So everlasting, but this could be, generational, passed down from generation to generation. From some, this could be somebody passes. An older person maybe passes, and there could be an inheritance coming. That's a possibility as well. It looks, for this part here, it seems like you've been waiting on the King of Pentacles. You've been waiting, 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 and he's over here chowing down and gouging his face and gluttony of the whole Taurus situation over here. It feels Taurian. And he's been doing his own thing. He's been taking his good old time or doing things his way. And you're Aries, you can be impatient. You want answers now. You want things to move now. And you've been waiting, waiting, waiting. Well, boom, finally something cracks wide open. Finally things are moving forward in the way that you want. And it's leading into very long-term prosperity. Looks like. Okay, let's get the animal totem for the Aries for the month of June. Let's see, Aries, sun, rising, moon. Let's see here. The rat, yeah. So, somebody may have been kind of leading you on or being a rat or something, and maybe you're the one initiating it. You're just like, okay, dude, you're not doing what you said you were going to do. I've had enough. I'm taking my business elsewhere. I'm going in another direction. I'm not waiting around for you anymore while you're, this is just reminds me of like, somebody who's a glutton is the word I want to use for it, gluttony. And there's been some deceptions, but whatever there has been, you've been breaking free. I'll read what I wrote here. Sneaking, slinking, hiding, stealing, fear, lack, hoarding, squalor, surviving in harsh environments, release what no longer serves you. Yeah, the Tower is going to help you to release what no longer serves you. And then it's going to just open up this whole new, a vista of possibilities. That's what my guides are saying. A whole new vista of possibilities. I like that. All right, let's get your holy HAMSA for Aries, sun, rising, moon for the month of June of 2026. Try to shuffle on camera. Got journey. I'm hearing that a journey of 1,000 steps or miles begins with the first step. I think that's the quote. Yeah, so this is, the journey card. This is a card, it's number 29 of my holy HAMSA deck. This is a card of moving forward with your life. It can be an actual journey. I mean, sometimes this can be property. Some of you might be moving. You know what I'm picking up here? Somebody out there, I feel like they're landlord here. This is like the landlord, and they're going to just sell the house out from under you, without or giving you no notice or very little notice. But again, it's going to put you in a place to where maybe you have to move, yeah, but you're going to be in a much better situation and not dealing with this underhanded stuff. Journey, card number 29. Keywords are travel, navigation, and movement. Setting out on a journey and exploring new territory. You are being called to set out over new horizons when the journey card makes an appearance. The journey may be of a physical nature or perhaps a journey of your soul. It is time to move on and move forward with your life. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Know that you are being guided on this pilgrimage and that you are never alone. Set your course to your true north and do your best not to lose faith or be deterred. Allow the winds of change to fill your sails and be the navigator of your own life. Yeah. The winds of change. Yeah. Winds of change, baby. All right, let's move over and get your lots. We'll start with the lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. This first lots of love for Aries, it has player. Well, rat and player, maybe this is somebody, maybe it's a partner. If your partner's been out, blowing all the money at restaurants and you're home eating macaroni and cheese, whatever, peanut butter sandwiches, macaroni and cheese, then it's maybe like, dude, I'm out of here. Okay. Or some of you, actually, I'm laughing, but, some of you might even find something, like a receipt or a credit card. Check those credit card receipts if you suspect something. I mean, Saturn going through your sign in Chiron making its final pass. You could be cutting some things loose here, Aries, that needed to be cut loose. Only to open up again the brighter vistas, or whatever they said. Okay, next, lots of answers. It says, perhaps. So it's like, perhaps, could be. Could be, would be. Okay, could be, would be. What is that? If you're new here, my guides come through with songs all the time, and I do usually try to sing them out or look up the lyrics, because often they have meaning. Okay, next, lots of proverb for Aries. It says, still waters run deep. Well, I could equate that over to this card here too, because I mean, you are such a go, go, go. You know, you have. My guide says you have ants in your pants. You have ants in your pants sometimes, Aries. So maybe this is, you know, chill out, and you can get a bigger picture of what's happening. Maybe you can see this if you're not looking at the credit card receipts, or maybe, you know, I'm feeling like somebody's going to busted. Somebody's going to get busted here. Somebody is out spending money or whining and dining somebody else, and you're going to be like, okay, that's it, I am done. You know, so be careful of that. But I wouldn't be so focused on that part of it, because it doesn't have to be that for everybody, but also whatever this new beginning is opening up for you, this is some really cool stuff. And with Saturn there, this is going to be, you know, you have your Saturn in your sign. This is going to be some long-term, and Ten of Pentacles too, long-term stability and foundational. So it turned out to be really good in the end. Transformation is never easy. You know, maybe not never, but oftentimes transformation is not easy. You know, so we have to let go of something in order to have new things in our lives. Okay. Hey, if you're interested, Aries, you know, you're one of the you have the Chiron, but you also have Saturn in your sign, and Neptune in your sign. So this is going to be, I think, the last astrology reading of the year, personal astrology. But you also being one of the cardinal signs, you know, these cardinal ingresses really, really are important to you. If you want to look into your chart, limited time, check it out. Next, we're going to look at the sign of Taurus. Oh, this one just flipped right over. Ace of Wind songs. Okay, so this is going to be Taurus, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has prominent Taurus or resonates with Taurus placements in your chart. Okay, so, you know, this Chiron going into your sign, this is going to be some heavy-duty stuff, I'm not going to lie. You know, it's deep healing, it's deep wounding. It comes around once every 50 years, so if you're like a little older, you may have been an adult, and if you're in your late 60s or 70s and beyond, you think back to the 50 years ago, you would have had it before. Oops, wait, we got some cards flipping over. And it may pertain to those matters coming around again, or additional healing that has to be done. The Empress, and then I'll just take the top card. We have Ace of Wind songs, which is Ace of Swords, Empress, and the King of Cups, King of Wave songs. Okay, so then let's get 3 cards from the, this is one of my favorite cards in this whole deck. It reminds me of the Star, but it's actually the Ace of Swords, or Wind Song, she calls it. But I love that card. It just reminds me of the Star so much. Okay, let's go ahead and get 3 cards from the HAMSA Roberts for Taurus, Sun, Rising, Moon, peeps. Anybody who resonates with Taurus, whatever. Wish card, your wish is coming true. King of Fire and King of Cups, double King of Cups. Alright, so King of Cups is the water sign energy. It's the Scorpio, the Cancer, the Pisces. It can also be timing, water sign time, and exactly the solstice. That's the solstice, 21st of this month. The sun will move into the solstice, into the sign of Cancer, which is water. But also on the 9th here, we've got that Venus-Jupiter conjunction, also in the water sign of Cancer. There's a lot of abundance for you, and a lot of people are coming to help you and be on your side. You know, the Ace of Wind songs is like the Ace of Swords, but like I say, I like to use decks and read them for the imagery that's on there. And like she's singing out that resonance from her singing bowl is like traveling out into, it's like you're sending out the vibes, or you may want to do some kind of chanting or even singing. Many Tauruses I know are musical. Or maybe write a song about, you know, or just sing a chant or something. There's something about the audible sound and it traveling that's really standing out to me. Now the Empress is here. If some of you have been calling out to want to be a mother, you know, have you been calling out to the soul of a child? Your wish could come true. You could get pregnant, or your child could. Notice that there's a sun and then a moon on here too. So this could be the new moon in Gemini on the 14th, or it could even be the full moon in Capricorn on the 29th, when the sun and moon are connected towards each other. Or even when the sun goes into the solstice, changes signs there. Whatever the case, Call out, send out the vibes, and you will receive, your wish will come true. What you're asking for will be heard and returned in kind, my guides are saying. So this could also be your own mother who's on the other side, even in spirit, or even, if not your mother, your maternal line or your grandmother or beyond, these people. This looks like a willow tree to me, which is also a really sacred tree. You may want to spend time, because you're Taurus Earth, you may want to spend time grounding in that. The thing that I like about the people that are showing up, we do have, they're all kings. So there's no gender in these readings, but the king is the furthest along on his path. He's not a page, he's not a knight, he's not the queen. The king is they are mature people. They are people who know what they're doing. They're behaving in a mature way. The King of Cups is a mature emotional connection. So this could be, if you're looking for a love interest, this could be somebody who comes along and is, they have their cup out there. This just looked like a football to me. I know we're not in football season, at least not in the U.S., but when I looked down, it looked like this person or whoever was catching this, I thought it was he's trying to catch a football. So maybe this person is or was a football player, or maybe there's some connection to that in some weird way for some people. The King of Fire, though, they are passionate and they are action-oriented. They know how to get the job done. So it almost feels like different people are coming forward to whatever. I mean, maybe you need some work done in your car or your house or something, and you're sending out, please send me an honest mechanic, or please send me an honest contractor, or something like that. And it feels like this, they're saying this is a man of action. So this is a man of action who comes in and gets the job done and works in tandem and together with these other people. I mean, even though the King of Cups is here twice, so there's this emotional connection, it could be the water sign energy, I do feel for most that these are three different people, because the Empress is card number 3. And I feel like you're going to be receiving what you're asking for from 3 different sources. So that's going to be different for everybody. Take it as it applies to your situation. But again, the wish is coming true. So whatever you tuned into this reading and thought, well, I wonder if this is going to be, if this is going to happen or whatever, saying a yes. But I feel also you've got to put that resonance out there, Do that singing bowl, or just, I'm feeling more it's you singing or chanting, because you are ruled by the throat chakra too. So it's your own audible coming from your own voice, actually singing or chanting something. Okay, I have that song, I Allow Good Things to Happen, if you can check it out. It's on my music channel, but it's just a chant. I allow, I allow. Because when I did that, I allow good things to happen, that was my mantra for a while there, and a bunch of really good things happened, and I forgot about it. So then I wrote that song to bring it back. But could just be singing, you could just use a tuning fork and sing with a tuning fork, or sing with your singing bells, match it. I usually jump on a harmony. I tend to just always jump on a harmony for some reason. But whatever feels right and good to you, and in flow with your energy. Okay, animal totem for Taurus. Got the grasshopper. This is moving by leaps and bounds. The grasshopper always moves to the place where he's going to be in the sun. That's the thing of the grasshopper. They move to the grass where they can shine in the sun and be seen. So you're going to be seen this month. People are seeing, and they're coming to your aid. Health, blessings, fertility, the gift of song. Get the hell out of it. See, you can't make this stuff up. Maybe that's even you want to go out and sing along with the crickets or the grasshoppers at night. Inspired creation reveals your true spirit. Reincarnation, discovering your soul's path. Advancement by leaps and bounds. That's right. That's right, that's right. I'm sad and blue 'cause I can't do my boogaloo. And I'm lost, can't do my thing. And that's why I sing. Gimme. Give me that thing, give me that. Alright, give me that thing. Let's give me that Holy HAMSA card for Taurus. Ooh, 2 of them flew out, so I guess we'll take them both. I went to go turn that around, and we got Harvest and Cleanse and Harvest. Let's see where we can fit these in. Cleanse and Harvest. Well, Harvest is just that. Usually it's kind of like the season of fall, but it can also just be you know, you're in a time of harvest. And it sure looks like that with the Wish card and these people helping you. And the Empress. Empress and Wish card are both major cards of abundance, okay? Let us feast and celebrate in our bountifulness. And then the Cleanse card is just clearing out the old energy. It's interesting that I said it here, and it would have been near here anyway, but it almost feels like emotional stuff. You know, this cleanse, purge yourself of excess clutter, see your way clear. Maybe you want to do a big clean out before Chiron moves into your sign and we hit that solstice, like an actual clean out, or maybe it's just a clearing of your energy and your emotional things like that. All right, Taurus, well, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to check your rising moon and your other placements in this reading. If you want to get in on that solstice reading, Chiron will be in Taurus at that time, and I will look exactly and see exactly where this stuff is hitting on your Taurus placements. Because Taurus rising, whatever, there's good chance, especially if you're Taurus sun sign, there's a good chance that you have other placements in Taurus, you know, your personal planets. So it won't just be one thing that will be looked at. Okay, Taurus, I picked up the cards, but then I remembered about your lots. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them anyway. I was already shuffling, and I forgot to do the lots for Taurus. So let's get your lots. I'm sorry, it's going to be a little bit separate from the other part of the reading. So we have timing, divine timing. And the next one we have is plausible. So that's like, yeah, it could work. It's possible. And then finally, your lots of answers is jealousy is the green-eyed monster. Yeah, so just don't be jealous. You know, you've got a lot of people coming, and what's due for you is going to be coming. Because I do remember you had the Wish card and that other stuff. So, yeah, so don't be jealous. Don't be put off by. Just be in a receiving mode with we had the Empress up here, and then you had the Wish card. These are cards of receiving. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Just concern yourself with your own situations. Okay. Next, I'm going to move on to the sign of Gemini. Well, hey Gemini, happy birthday to all you sun sign Geminis. Let me get a quick drink of water. This is your solar return season. This is your solar new year. This is your personal new year. This is the, forget about January 1st. That's pretty much irrelevant. This is the time, and not only is it, you know, your birthday season perhaps, but even if you're Gemini rising, it's, you know, the sun going over your ascendant, it starts a new year cycle as well. But it's going to be your new moon on the 14th. So you do get we all get one new moon and one full moon in our sign every year. So this is it, and this is setting your intentions. This one is going to be a banger, my guys are saying, because you have the Uranus in your sign. It's going to be uber powerful, uber exciting. You know, it could be, sky's the limit. You know, don't limit yourself in any way to, you know, what you want to achieve. You know, shoot for the moon, my guys are saying. Because with Uranus in that sign, you could be blasting off into outer space. Okay, now we're back to the sign of Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Here we go. I forgot to do Taurus's lots, so I had to stop. But yeah, this is really powerful time. Everything I said earlier. Let's go ahead and get the 3 cards for Geminis. Sun, rising, moon. Anybody positive with Queen of Cups, placements in Gemini, 7 of Coins, Earth Songs, and, excuse me, the Strength card. Now I'm going to get the hiccups. Oi. Alright, next, 3 cards from the Hanson Roberts deck. Forgot what deck I was using for a second. Getting a little discombobulated over here. Okay. Gemini, Sun, rising, moon. Anybody who has prominent Gemini in their astrology chart. Let's see what we get here. 1, 2, 3. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Nice. Temperance. And 10 of Wands. Okay. Well, you've been really working hard. You probably have a lot on your plate. It's not surprising because that Uranus, you know, if your mind wasn't already going a mile a minute, you know, now it is for sure, you know, with Uranus in there. So she reminds me so much. I just looked down and it reminds me of Bewitched. Elizabeth Montgomery in Bewitched. So maybe that has some reference to somebody, her Samantha, some of the names, Samantha, Tabitha from the show, you know, Andorra. I mean, I don't know. I've never met anybody named Andorra in my life, but who knows? You know, maybe it means something to you. You've got the Queen of Cups here, the Queen of Creating, it says here. Now, that's water energy. We've got a few things happening. We've got the Venus-Jupiter conjunction on the 9th in the water sign of Cancer. And then, of course, on the solstice, we've got the sun entering into the water sign. 7 of coins. So having strength and hanging in there, and you've been working hard and having strength, it's going to reveal some kind of abundance. Look at the way he opens up the grass and he sees all his hard work is bearing fruit. He plowed and he tended those fields, and now everything is starting to sprout. And notice that it's a lot of things. It's not just one. It's not just one thing. It's a lot of things. And then here's you over here as the 9 of Pentacles. And she's got, you know, money all over. She's got things flourishing all over. You know, it's trying to find the balance and not being too scattered with the Temperance here. Because again, with the Uranus energy, you could be getting ideas like crazy, one after the other, one after the other. And you're trying to, you know, think of all of them. So you got to slow down a little bit, because strength is very much slowing down. Also because that lion reference in here, you know, that could be referring to towards the end of the month. Well, almost the last day. It is the last day of June, yeah, when Jupiter goes into Leo. Could be talking about that time frame. But you are in a powerful creator right now. And the Uranus also is opening up to these higher dimensions. These are higher, you're speaking with higher dimensions here. You're connecting with higher dimensions. Uranus is opening the time-space connection, my guides are saying. So you could be getting downloads like mad, downloads like crazy. Try to take it slow, put things in order, do things one at a time. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't get, if you find yourself racing, mind racing too much, take time to, get under the trees or ground in the earth somehow. But boy, things that you're starting now, and this is so powerful, again, with the Uranus in your sign, but also your new moon and everything, it's just going to be, this could be a banner year for many Geminis. You could be accomplishing and getting so many things done and accomplished, and getting, just movement, which is what you like. You're not a stay still kind of an energy. You like movement. That's your jam, right? The thing is, too, though, one thing to keep in mind is that Mercury, your ruling planet, is going retrograde on the 29th. So we want to, be wary of that, to whatever degree it is. It is going retrograde, and it is going retrograde in your sign at 26 degrees of Gemini. So it's your ruling planet in your sign going retrograde. But, take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes the Mercury retrogrades can come and go without much incident, Okay, here's your card, the woodpecker. Knocking, yeah. Opportunity knocking is the woodpecker energy. Rapping, tapping from the forest canopy overhead, undetected if not for the sound. Listen. Primal rhythms awaken your heart to the earth's song. Yeah, that listen thing, because if you're too busy doing, working, doing, you don't have time to listen to, and get the guidance that you need. Maybe even from a real person, because the Queen of Cups, it looks so higher dimensional, the energy on this card, but it actually is the Queen of Cups, who could be a water sign person. It could be an actual person who's offering help, offering guidance, and steering you in the right direction. Okay, let's see here. We've got the lots of, this is not the lots. This is the Holy HAMSA deck. It's my own dang deck, and I can't even, hearing that Wang Dang Doodle again. Wang Dang Doodle. That came up recently, another monthly reading, I think. I haven't thought about that song forever. It's a blues song, Wang Dang Doodle all day long or something like that. But let's get Gemini, because you've got the herbal. Okay. So herbal is talking about herbal medicines and homeopathic, or these types of things. It's card number 20, and the keywords are flora, botanical, plant medicine. A holistic approach may be beneficial at this time. We humans have a long history and deep connection with the plant world. Long before the advent of modern medicine, shamans and healers the world over worked with plant medicine. Whether used for concoctions, teas, tinctures, salves, or oral medicines, The plant kingdom bestows many gifts of healing, both known and unknown. You may be called to further explore the plant medicine at this time. The healing modalities are far and wide-reaching, bestowing many physical, mental, and spiritual benefits. Yeah, I was trying to point to this actually, because maybe if you've been working or even if you have some back problems, you know, or you've been working too hard, maybe you need to do some chamomile tea or something like that, you know, something real basic. But maybe some of you want to get into it even deeper. Maybe you're going to start your own herb garden over here. Okay, next let's do our lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. Friend. This person could be your friend, this Queen of Cups. I'm just waiting on a friend. I'm just waiting on a friend. A little off on that. That's Rolling Stones. Okay, you might want to look that up. I think it's called I'm Just Waiting on a Friend, might be the title. Let's get lots of answers. It says clearly. It's interesting it says clearly, and he's looking at the clearing. You know, there's something, and then something about that. That's a double, there's something about that. Keep it in mind. Clearing out. Okay. I'm just waiting on a friend. We got love is blind. Yeah, that's the truth. Love is blind. I mean, I don't know how that would really tie into the reading, but, you know, for some, it could be somebody else, I feel. When I looked at this, like, and it's saying, you know, have strength. Maybe your kid or even one of your friends or somebody that you're close to is involved with somebody, and you can see right off that they are, you know, they're not going to be... There's some issues, there's some red flags flying around, okay? But, you know, love is blind. They have strength, they'll see it for what it is. You know what I'm noticing here? We got like reddish auburn hair, reddish auburn hair, reddish auburn hair, reddish auburn hair. So maybe, and even the woodpecker has the red hair, you could call it, on top of his head. So there might be something with somebody with a red hair for somebody. I'm not sure what, but... it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. Okay, hey Geminis, if you want to get in on that solstice reading, that Uranus in your sign, there's a lot to look at particular to Gemini. It's only available for a limited time. Check it out from my website, VickyVerley.com. This is what you're looking for. That's what it'll look like. But there's other readings available as well, but this is a limited time offer. Without further ado, next go on to Cancer. Well, Cancer, this is your whole... this whole month you're so in it with the astrology. You are so in it all over the place, okay? Because first of all, on the 9th, we've got the Venus-Jupiter conjunction. And then that's going to be both in your sign at 25 of Cancer. If you skip the intro, one of the things that I'm saying is that this could be the gift. You know, Jupiter's been in your sign for the last year, since last summer, or last mid-year, you know, June or July of last year. And so now it's almost to the end of its journey. It's because it's leaving after the 30th. But it's almost to the end of its journey at 25 degrees. That joining of Venus and at that high degree there, that could actually be the thing. That could be the thing to where it's like, oh, now I see the gift. Or you get the gift. The actual gift could arise. And then also on the 21st, of course, it's the solstice. And happy birthday to all you late June birthday people out there. But that solstice energy, you know, that's a new beginning that's always going to be a new thing for you every year as well. And we're coming into your season, and it's a change of season for all. So super powerful. If you haven't got the reading, there's a lot to talk about. Check it out if you want it. The first card you have is the 7 of Swords, followed by the Sun. Is this the Sun card? Yes, the Sun. Look at that. And then finally, you have the Chariot. Okay. I'd heard your chariot awaits. Okay. So take that as it resonates. Well, maybe some of you will be getting a new car. If you're thinking about getting a new car, do it before the 29th, because that's when the Mercury's going to hit retrograde. So let's do 3 more cards from the Hanson Roberts for Cancer, Sun, Rising, Moon. Let's see what's up for you guys. What else we got? The 8 of Pentacles. Strength card. Well, the Strength card's been up quite a bit here lately. In different decks. And then the Devil. Okay. Well, what I notice right off is there's four of the 6 cards are major arcana. The Sun, the Chariot, the Strength, and the Devil. So major arcana cards carry more weight, they're more powerful. It says higher forces are at work. The 7 of Swords is this wind song here. It's like you feel, normally it's like you feel something's been taken away from you, but what I get about this is like you may feel like you're isolated or run down or just not, up to snuff, my guides are saying. The baby's got to be fed and you only got this little bit, and what are you going to do? There's a monster under the bed. But next thing you know, the sun comes out. The sun will come out tomorrow. And the sun, the solstice moving into your sign, that is a solar event. So just hang in there with having strength, because once we hit that solstice, well, I think either too, when we hit that Venus-Jupiter, that's going to be a really good day for you. Anything you're wanting to launch, these 2 days are really killer, the 9th and the 21st. But then the Sun card, one of the best cards in the deck, just shining, glowing light on you. Also does talk about Leo sometimes, because it's a ruler of Leo, and then we have the lion here lining up with it. So it could be, as the Sun moves out of the Jupiter moves out and moves into Leo, things are going to get better as well. Just I almost want to say mind your own business, but in the best possible way. There's stuff going on outside your window here, and they're into what they're into, and they're doing some crazy stuff, whatever's going on, or the outside world, maybe watching too much news, or just go in and work on you, and work on what brings you pleasure, and work on what fills your soul, fills your cup. You've got to fill that cup. Fill you up, Buttercup. Fill your cup with doing the work that you love. And people will probably be taking notice. I mean, Chariot's also your card in the major arcana, too. So you've got the Sun card, which could represent the solstice for you and your sign, and then you've got the Chariot, which is your card. But Chariot is also rising above. It's the highest success card in the entire deck. Maybe if you're like me and you live in a bad neighborhood or something, and maybe you'll finally get to move, and you won't have to. Maybe you're fixing up your house to sell it, and then you can move, or rent it out, and then you can move. Having strength, being patient, turning your attention toward. This is the one that grabs me. Well, the Sun grabs me a lot too, but this really grabs me. Like, this is the solution here. Turning to yourself to work on the thing that brings you pleasure. Not necessarily with any, like Bashar always says, without any expectation. Because that's how I started this YouTube channel. I was the first tarot reader on here. And I wasn't trying to do anything. Now there's 1 million tarot readers, and there's 1 million videos of YouTube strategies, and it became this whole thing. It was just me screwing around and showing some cards and having fun doing it. It was not... I never thought it would turn into anything. That was never my goal. But it did. It turned into a big thing for me for a while. It's kind of tapered off now lately, but hey, whatever, but it turned into a big thing on YouTube for sure. And YouTube itself has turned into it. And I was just dabbling around. I was posting all kinds of crap, art videos and music videos, and just showing, teaching people stuff. Teach you how to read tarot, and it was just like a little fun thing that I was doing. I had no expectations, and that's how this was. Okay, now because Devil's here and it's saying feeling and bondage. With the Devil, with the Chariot, I do feel like you could really be freed from some big bond. Something that's, these two feel like really heavy energies, but there's about to be some opportunity for a big shift, a major shift. And well, that's not surprising, again, with the solstice, but also Jupiter having its final dance with you, and won't be back for 12 years, leaving you that big gift. You should be getting that gift from Jupiter if you haven't already. Because a lot of times those big transits, it's the parting gift. It's on the way out, that's when you get it. Okay, let's go ahead and get your animal totem. Stingray. This doesn't come out that often. This is a high vibing card. It's electric. It's very Uranian, Aquarian. Okay, it says elegant, electric, fluid, deep. Unwavering persistence, ambition. That could be this too. Both of those words, unwavering persistence and ambition, could be these words. Responsible wielding of innate power, maneuvering gracefully through life. Yeah, and even the way this dragon's dancing all over the place. maneuvering gracefully, like I was saying, not focusing too much on that and the down thing. Focus on what you enjoy doing, where you want to be, and allow it to manifest. Allow it in. Okay. Let's go ahead and get your lots of, I keep calling it the lots. Of course, it is the Holy HAMSA deck. It's my own deck. Okay, here we go. Holy HAMSA. Bloom. Yeah. Bloom, blossom. You know, don't let anything that's going on in the outer world stop you from you shining and you blooming and you being the best you can be, all right? Bloom, keywords: thrive, prosper, and flourish. Cultivations blossoming, beauty ever abounding. What you have been cultivating is beginning to bear fruit. You are shining in the sun, and yeah, there's a sun on this card too. You are shining in the sun, and the positive energy you are exuding is the fuel for all the beauty surrounding you at this time. The beautiful summer garden hosts a variety of blooms, and so it is within your life. More than one area of your life is coming into fruition. Not the time to be the wallflower. This is your time to bask in the glory of all you created, all you've nurtured and tended. Others are attracted to your beauty and grace at this wonderful moment. Yeah. Well, others are attracted to you. The sun's in your sign, the Venus, Jupiter's in your sign. That's perfect. I mean, that's really right in line with the astrology and with the cards that are showing up here. Okay, let's go ahead and get your lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love, for the month of June for Cancer, Sun, Rising, Moon peeps. So we have here encounter. Ooh, you're going to have an encounter. You're going to meet a tall, dark stranger. What else do we have? Let's see. It says assumably, and then finally the lots of proverbs for Cancer, Sun, Rising, Moon. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, lately when that lot comes out, lately what I've been saying is, you know, there could be something on social media that you see. Because before, you know, we used to see, you know, it would be very rare that we would see other people's pictures, but now we're bombarded by them every day. So it might be something that you see on social media that is the turning point that you've been waiting for. That's what my guides are saying. All right. Well, hey, happy solstice, happy birthday, happy Venus, Jupiter. So much good stuff happening for you, Cancer. It's so exciting. See, even Rocco's excited. Rocco's here. Hey, buddy. Isn't it exciting for Cancers? I think it is, huh? Okay, go lay down, weirdo. Ooh, you got bad breath, dude. Woo! Get out of here. He eats poop. It's so, nasty. Nasty poop eater over here. But anyways, Cancer. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you do have do your manifestations. This is a great time for it. If you want to get that solstice reading, you of all people, there'll be a lot to look at. It's an important time frame for you. But next we're going to take a look at the sign of Leo. Hello, Leo. Wow, this is going to be an exciting month and upcoming year for you Leos. Actually, it's going to be all the way to the end of the month, but Jupiter is going to go in your sign. So this is the first time in 12 years that Jupiter's been in your sign. And it always, when Jupiter brings abundance, luck, fertility, so it's always a really good omen when you have Jupiter in your sign. Let's go ahead and get started with the card portion of the reading. If you want to know more about Jupiter in your sign and other astrological stuff, you can order that solstice reading. We'll dive in, but this is for Leo's Sun, Rising, Moon. We've got the 8 of Fire, 8 of Flame songs, the 7 of Cups or Wave songs, and then finally the Queen of Earth songs, Queen of Pentacles. Alright, next we're going to pull 3 cards from the Hanson-Roberts deck for the second part of the reading for our Leo, Sun, Rising, and Moon peeps. What do we have here? 2, 3, we have the 4 of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the 4 of Pentacles. Well, somebody could be getting married. I mean, some of you might meet somebody and be getting married or moving in together. You may meet somebody who is going to be your future spouse. If you've been looking to move, though, too, you could finally find that space that you wanted to move to, where that's like your dream home. And the Four of Pentacles, it feels like, you know, it's a good foundation, and that it has, you know, it's somewhere that you could stay for a long time, where you really feel you could afford it, you have the money for the down payment, and you could afford it, and it feels like whatever this Ace of Cups is for you, new beginning in love, joy, happiness, creativity. This seems to be the centerpiece of the reading for me. Now, the Eight of Flame Songs, or the Eight of Fire, is usually the wands, arrows of love hitting their mark. I usually try not to veer outside of the whole, you know, whatever the imagery is on here, but normally it's those Eight of going towards, and it would be, if that were the case, it would be pointing down here to this Ace of Cups here too. The Seven of Cups is visualizing everything you ever wanted, and then see how the cup is in reverse, like kind of falling out of the bucket there. You know, so you may have had doubts that is this ever going to manifest? Am I ever going to be able to get this thing together? But here the cup is turned around, and it's flourishing, and everything is beautiful. The other thing is, on this particular Eight of Fire, or Flame Songs, they're all dancing around the tree like the maypole. So this could have something to do back to, is that Beltane? Is that May Day? Beltane? May 1st, basically. When it could be something that was initiated back then, and you've been dreaming about and working on, and now it's finally going to become a reality. Because this is also Queen of Earth Songs, or Queen of Pentacles. That would be like an Earth song, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. It could be the Taurus season. That would have been that May 1st time frame. So it could have been something that you've been working on for the entire month of May, and now you're starting to see it actually become a reality. Because these two cards are very much rooted as in foundational into the earth and into the reality. And so is the Queen of Pentacles, or Earth Songs. This could also be a person who is an Earth song or Earth sign, a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. The Queen of Earth Songs too could be some kind of Earth sign event, and we are having Chiron moving into the sign of Taurus on the 19th. So it could be something having to do with that time frame, or a person who is any of the earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. But you know, she's got her couch and her house and stuff here too. So this is, a lot of this seems like very much rooted in home, family, living situations, being stable, having that foundation, planting that flag, like I've arrived, this is me, that's what they're showing me, like somebody planting the flag. And that, you know, that's you. Leo, you are a fixed sign. So that planting the flag thing, and you like having a solid foundation for sure. Let me go ahead and get some animal totem card for our Leo, sun, rising, and moon. Or you could be getting married. Somebody could be getting married. Okay, let's see here. Leo, sun, rising, moon for the month of June. You've got the Bee. That's also a card of romance. It can be, but it's also prosperity. Bee is fertility, abundance, creativity, propaganda, strong connections to home and family, accomplishing tasks in a timely manner, tasting the sweet nectar of life. Well, Ace of Cups is tasting the sweet nectar of life, but the Bee, sometimes that bee can be, you know, the birds and the bees. So sometimes it is romantic, sexual relationships. Maybe this earth sign person, because there's no gender, it doesn't have to be a queen, it could be anybody. You know, maybe this earth sign person is your person. Maybe even Taurus. You know, I've seen, you'd see, a lot of the books would say, oh, Leo and Taurus, no, it's fire and earth, no way. And oh, you know, it's a square, or they're fixed signs, blah, blah, blah. But I've known in my life many Leo-Taurus couples that this relationship has lasted a very long time, for decades. It is, I mean, of course there's going to be other, you have to run the whole chart to really know, but I have noticed this, you know, that of people that I knew growing up, like my family, it's bar, people that came in the bar, and different friends that I've had, I've seen Leo Taurus really work out, because you both like their home life, you both like to have nice things, you like the finer things in life. There's a lot of common ground with Leo and Taurus, particularly. But let's go ahead and get the Holy HAMSA card for our Leo friends, our lucky Leos with the Jupiter going into their sign. You have the Dream card. Now the Dream card is number 25, but I did that intentionally to add up to a 7. And this card is kind of a takeoff of the 7 of Cups. And you also have the 7 of Cups in the reading. You know, it's more like, let me find the 7 of Cups in this deck to illustrate my point. I kind of stole from it a little. You know, the clouds and the cups and all that stuff. Or maybe even the Rider-Waite might be a better example. I didn't steal from it. It was inspired. You know, it's inspired. But it's very much a similar meaning. It's about dreaming, visualizing. You know, here it is in the Rider-Waite Smith. You know, the clouds and the cups flying around, you know. So that's what when I made this card, that was what I was kind of leaning towards, because it's a good symbolic thing. The eye is closed, and we have Neptune in it, because it is a card of dreaming, okay? The keywords: intuition, meditation, subconscious, visioning your life into being, communing with your higher self. The dream card is the only card in the deck where the eye is closed, inviting us to look inward for the answers. More than answers, you are co-creating your life through your dreams and visions. Do not judge your life by what you see in the outer world. Instead, keep your focus on what you are creating from within. Working with the patterning of your subconscious mind can bring great insights into what may be holding you back from living your dream life. When the dream card makes an appearance, be sure to pay close attention to your dreams. Write them down or speak them into your phone as soon as you wake before they fade into oblivion. Which just reminded me of something. I forgot to write down my dream. I have to write something down real quick. I forgot about it. A dream that I had last night and I didn't write it down, so I just wrote down the main gist of it, and I'll hopefully remember it later. Okay, let's go ahead and move over to the lots, starting with the lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. What do we have here? Socialize. Well, Leo, that's you all day. You are the socializing. You're the most socialized. You, Libras, you guys are both Geminis. You're very social people. But socializing, you might run into whatever you've been dreaming of. You might find out about a house if you're looking for a house. You might meet the love of your life if you're looking. Okay, let me get this next one, negative. But I'm picking up something about a bee sanctuary. Is there even such a thing as a bee sanctuary? If there's not, there should be. But maybe you're going to go to, what is that actually called? An apiary, right? Apiary or aviary? But I heard the guide said bee sanctuary. So if that's something around you, maybe. I could see this person being a beekeeper over here. I didn't even mention it, but she could be. They could be. Here it says, once bitten, twice shy. Well, if you're once bitten, twice shy, put yourself out there again. I just have to look up and see if there's such a thing as a bee sanctuary. And it's 222, just as I'm looking this up. Okay, let's see here. Bee sanctuary. Well, that's a thing you can build, I think. Oh, the first thing that comes up is the Bee Sanctuary is a new wellness and healing arts community in Upper Arlington. So it's in Virginia. So it's like a healing place. Yeah. Oh, it's Arlington, Ohio. Not Arlington, Virginia. Well, there's a whole bunch of them. Yeah. Bee Sanctuary is a thing. That wasn't anything that I was ever familiar with, but it also could be maybe you're going to build one, because you can build a bee sanctuary. There's all kinds of, look around on Pinterest or somewhere. There's all kinds of, you stack sticks up and they have holes in them and stuff for the bees to be in and all these things. So you could check that out. Maybe that's for somebody out there. But maybe it's even going to one of these resorts that came up with Google. I mean, it could be something like that. But that did come through really, really strong. It looks like a time of really happiness. You're moving into a super awesome, lucky. I will be doing a Jupiter video. I'm probably going to. I got to for sure do a Chiron. I'm trying to think of what special videos I want to do this month. I got to for sure do the Chiron. And I wanted to do maybe the Venus Jupiter, but I don't know if I have time for that one. And then the Jupiter and Leo, we'll try to do a reading on that. But if you want to look at it specific to your chart and all the other stuff that's happening, you can always head over to my website and order the solstice reading or any of the other readings that I do offer. Available only through my website. Don't be fooled by social media imposters. Next, we're going to move on to the sign of Virgo. Hello, Virgo. This is going to be a month of big changes for everyone. Nothing is specific to you, but everyone is affected by everything. And there's actually going to be some big astrology stuff coming up later in the year. I think you're going to get one more eclipse in your sign, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I'm going to do an eclipse personal reading. Actually, you're not. Actually, Leo is going to have an eclipse in their sign in August. Huh. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't think I won't be able to have time for that this year, but we'll see. All right, next let's go ahead and get over to do 3 cards for Virgo, Sun, Rising, Moon. Virgos, what do we got for June of 2026 for our Virgo friends? We have the 5 of Swords or Wind Songs, the Ace of Flame Songs or Rods, and Wind Songs again, Swords, 7 of Swords. This one, it's hitting, before I forget, it's hitting me. Watch when you're driving. I get the feeling like there could be somebody out in the road that you might not see them or something. So just be aware of that. That just looked like that to me for some reason. Let's go ahead and get 3 cards for the bottom row for our Virgo, Sun, Rising, Moon peeps, or anybody who has prominent Virgo or placements or resonates with the Virgo energy. Let's see what we get. 3 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. Well, the 3 of Cups is often like some kind of big holiday or something like that. I'm actually recording this on Memorial Day weekend here in the States, and that's like a 3-day weekend, but maybe there's some other 3-day weekend thing that you have going on, or I don't know what the holidays in June. I think Father's Day in the United States, but it could be, I mean, it could be a wedding. I mean, there's tons of weddings around in June, right? You know, so it could be a wedding or a baby shower or one of those kind of things. 3 of Cups is a coming together of people in celebration. And here's what I feel like. There could be something coming up. 5 of Swords is somebody that maybe you had a falling out with. And then the 3 of Cups is this, you know, you might see them at this event. Like a wedding or even just some kind of whatever, a party of some, you know, cookout, outdoor event or something. It feels outdoors. You know, so just be aware. Maybe you're going to bury the hatchet in some cases, but maybe in other cases you're not. There's an Ace of Rods here, so something that you're planting the seeds of is going to start to bloom and grow. And it's going to grow. I feel with the 7 of Pentacles here, what they're telling us, it's going to be slow. It's going to grow slowly. I'm hearing slow and steady wins the race. So it's a slow progression. Things are accumulating and moving slowly. And you're getting more and more and more movement towards what you want. You're going to be doing some soul searching, it feels like. I feel like there's been some kind of a falling out or betrayal with these 2 cards here. I feel like there's a chance to start a new beginning. Maybe it's a chance to start a new beginning on your own without them. But maybe a chance to start a new beginning of rekindling the friendship. Maybe you're going to run into them at some kind of an event or something like that. Or even a party or a, you know, some kind of a not necessarily a public event, but again, like somebody's birthday, somebody's wedding, you know, something like that. And you've been thinking about them. You've been having these intuitive hunches about them, maybe even having dreams about them. And they're going to show up in your life. I'm picking that up pretty strong for some people. Other than that, though, there could be cause to celebrate on the next major holiday or even by your birthday with these financial things that you are initiating right now. That could be another way to take this reading. But for many, it feels like there's going to be some uncomfortable vibes running into somebody who maybe you're not ready to see, but maybe it's time. It's time one way or the other. Bury the hatchet, my guides are saying. I'm doing the lots before I've done the cards. Okay, let's jump over and get the animal totem for Virgo, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody prominent Virgo? What do we got here? Goldfish, that's really lucky. Okay, goldfish, luck, serenity, prosperity, wealth, fluid imagination, losing track of time, celestial connections, altered states, omens of auspicious developments. Yeah. Well, yeah, with the High Priestess, too, you might have a hunch on something. If you get a hunch or you have a dream about something, go forward with it, whether it's a business plan or maybe you have a hunch that you should attend this meeting, this party. Maybe you're going to, you know, make some kind of a business contact there for some people. Because this is not a bad card. Even if there's some uncomfortability, you know, uncomfortableness happening, it turns out to be a good time. And a wonderful time was had by all, I'm hearing. Okay, let's get the Holy HAMSA. We've got fire. Watch me burn. Okay, fire is just basically the element of fire, and it's card number 5. Fire sign. We're not going to be in fire sign anything this month, but until the very last day of the month there, we do have that whole Jupiter moving into Leo situation. So, okay, spark, passion, desire. Turn that spark into a flame, lighting a fire under your butt. Fire can cook your food, bring you warmth, and light your way to your deepest desires. Follow your passions when you see the fire card. There is excitement and anticipation crackling in the air. Cast your hopes and dreams into the flame and allow the burnt ashes to carry them into the ethers of the world beyond. In astrology, it's the fire signs, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This card can represent somebody born under that sign or that time frame. Yes. All right, let's jump in and get your lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. Rebel. Rebel, rebel, your face is a mess. Hot tramp, I love you so. Eventually. It all comes out in the wash eventually, that's what my guide said. And then finally, better safe than sorry. You know, about that first thing that hit me. Watch out for people on the road or something, I'm feeling. Watch out for people, and I almost want to say, like, this feels like it could even be at some kind of party. Maybe somebody's buzzed and they're, you know, staggering around, or maybe don't let them drive if they're too drunk. Be strong enough to say, come on, man, hand over those keys. You're in no position to drive. Because that's what that hit me as. It's the very first thing. So, all right. Well, hey, Virgos, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good month for you. There's going to be maybe some uncomfortable situations, but I think you're going to navigate them just fine, and it's going to turn out to be a good situation in the end. If you want to get in on that solstice reading, because it is available for a limited time, only till the end of this month, head over to my website, and you can check it out over there. All right, next we're going to move on to the sign of Libra. Hello, Libra. Thanks for joining me for your June of 2026 Psychic Tarot and Oracle reading. This is for Libra Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has prominent Libra or resonates with Libra energy on whatever level. First cards, we're going to pull 3 from the Songs for the Journey Home. You have the Judgment card, followed by the 4 of Swords, Wind Songs, and then finally the Sun. Yeah. All right, next we're going to do 3 cards from the Hanson Roberts Tarot for Libra Sun, Rising, Moon for the month of June. Well, you know, you're one of the cardinal signs there, Libra, so you always feel these ingresses more than some of the other signs, because when the sun moves into the cardinal signs, which you are one of, that's when we have the change of season. So the sun making a move into solstice on the 21st, that's going to make a square to your energy, and you will feel it. Everybody feels it, but like I said, the cardinal signs feel it more sometimes. 2 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Queen of Fire. All right, so you got the Judgment card. So whatever, and you got this 4 of Swords. So what you've been waiting for? You've been waiting maybe 4. Have you been waiting 4 weeks, 4 months, 4 years? It's coming to an end, and the Judgment card is here. So that means that there is an end of a karmic cycle. Things are winding up. Things are finishing off. And you're going to be free to move forward and move on. And you're not going to have to worry about this anymore. For some of it, it could be some kind of a financial situation for sure, where money's been up and down and you've been worried about paying your finances. Something is going to hit, some kind of news coming in air. Now we have news coming in, we have air a lot. There's a lot of air stuff. We have the new moon in Gemini on the 14th, and that's an air sign. And we will be in air sign season all the way up to the 21st till the sun moves into Cancer here. So you've got a lot of time frames to work with. The whole first 2/3 of the month here, basically. The first 3 weeks of the month. You're going to have opportunities to, and that's before Mercury goes retrograde too on the 29th. So there's opportunities to clean some things up, get some things settled, get some financial things settled and in place. And then the Queen of Fire You know, she's aligned right with that sun energy. And so she could be any of the fire sign people. She could be the Leo, the Aries, or the Sag, but the sun energy usually talks about Leo, okay? And at the very last day of the month, we're going to have Jupiter going into Leo. And so it could be like some kind of big gift coming for, you know, or but you could get the gift on the 9th with the Venus Jupiter. But this seems so strong with Leo. So it might be towards the things you're working on, you're negotiating, you're talking back and forth, you know, you're wanting to wrap this up already. And then by the time we get to this end of the month with the Leo energy comes in, my guides are saying you're sitting pretty. So by the time we get to the end of the month, you're sitting pretty. Things are ironed out. Things are worked out. And it's something that's seems like it's been dragging on for quite a while for many people. Okay, maybe even since the 4th month of April. So April, May, June, like 2 months already. All right, so next let's go ahead and get the animal totem for Libra, Sun, Rising, Moon. Libra, Libra, Libra. Got the turtle. Turtle is earth energy. Well, it's interesting too because we have a full moon in Capricorn on the 29th. And that's earth energy, but that's also another cardinal sign. So we've got the Cancer ingress, the Capricorn full moon, you're the Libra, and then the Aries is the other 4th of it. So this is very, very much earth energy though. We have Gaia, Pachamama, Great Mother, ancient remnant of a bygone era, knowledge of the ancestors, deliberate, slow, and steady movement. Okay, let's go ahead and get... let's go ahead and get the Holy HAMSA deck. Let's get a few cards from Holy HAMSA. It's for Libra, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has prominent Libra. What do we have? We've got Yin Yang. So that's about putting things in balance. And that's card number 37. Let me just scroll down to card number 37. By the way, as always, if anything stands out to you, even the color or any of the words, those are always signs from your guides, and you should pay attention because you could be getting a personal message in these general readings. Okay, the keywords are balance, duality, and synergy. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Heaven and earth, dark and light, good and evil, two sides of the same coin. The yin is the dark feminine and the yang is the masculine sunlight. Together they are whole, complete, united. The yin-yang card is a call to bring balance into your life. Work and play, wake and sleep, balanced diet and nutrition. In a relationship, it may signify harmony and a mutually supportive situation. Where one may lack, the other excels, which makes for a great team. Yeah, when they say in the great team, I'm really feeling like this fire sign person could be the great team that you've been looking for here. For some of you, because this could even be you as a child, this could be somebody who you idolized as a child. Maybe some kind of celebrity or a sports star, or for somebody that you looked up to and idolized as a child. And now you may be working side by side or meeting them or working with them in some way or having a closer connection to them in some way. All right, let's go ahead and get the lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love, but it says right out, love. Love, 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 love. All right, next, lots of answers. Unlikely. No, so some things are unlikely. You may have thought it was unlikely, and it might turn out to be very likely. Okay, there's no accounting for taste. Okay. Yeah, that's, take these as they resonate. They may not tie into the reading theme, but it may be a little extra, just a little extra reading, a little extra message for you. There's no accounting for taste. Is this like, well, if you didn't get chosen, don't worry about it. There's no accounting for taste. It's not good or bad or better or worse. It's just, some people prefer this and some people prefer the other thing. It's just a matter of, when there's no accounting for taste, means like you may not agree with someone else's choice, whether they didn't choose you or whether they're, whatever the case might be. But, it is what it is, and don't let it ruffle your feathers. Just move on with your life. All right, hey everybody, if you want to get in on that solstice reading, we'll look at all the astrology. There's always something to look at. There's so much to look at in this this solstice year with the Chiron and all the Aries stuff, plus there's grand trines happening, and there's a whole bunch of, the chart is full of things to talk about and look at. So if you want to get yours, head over to my website where you can find it, or any other readings and things that I offer. Next, without further ado, we're going to move on to the sign of Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio. This is going to be your June of 2026 Psychic Tarot and Astrology and Oracle, everything reading. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm doing the other, let's do this deck first, sorry. So yeah, this Cancer stuff, the solstice and this whole, you know, Jupiter, all this Cancer, Venus, Jupiter conjunction, that's all good for you too. That's some really, because it's very much in harmony with your energy because you're a fellow water sign. Let's get 3 cards for Scorpio, Sun, Rising, Moon. For June of 26, we have the 8 of Flame Songs, or the 8 of Rods as it's known in the traditional tarot. And then next we have the Chariot, which is Triumph and Victory. And then the last card for Scorpio, we have the 3 of Earth Songs, or 3 of Coins. Okay, let's move over to 3 cards for bottom row for Scorpio. Sun, Rising, Moon. Scorpio, Sun, Rising, Moon. What do we got? 1, 2, 3. Oops, we have the 2 of Cups, the soulmate card. Next we have the 10 of Cups, the marriage card, look out. And then the 4 of Pentacles. So that's like foundations and things like that. Well, you know, many of you are going to have some kind of big love thing blooming here, maybe even getting married. I mean, June is the month of weddings and stuff. 2 of Cups and 10 of Cups. So something that is initial spark is moving to the full-on love affair or whatever. This could also be, you know, we have soulmates. I always say, you know, we do have soulmates in all walks of life. So maybe some kind of it could be a financial, 3 and 4 of Pentacles. It could be a financial situation, things that you've been, you know, working on financially, that a soulmate could show up and bam, you know, it's bringing great joy and happiness. Because the 10 of Cups, yes, it's the marriage card, but it also is like, it's just the 10. It's the most cups. So the cups are the happiness, the love, the joy. So there's a reason to be overjoyed and happy. And especially I love that it lines up with the Chariot. The Chariot is the highest success card in the entire deck. Some of you may be traveling to go to a wedding or something like that. I could totally see that being a scenario here. And that looks like it would be a lot of fun and a beautiful experience. The Flame Songs, 8 of Wands, normally it's the arrows of love hitting their mark, or those, you know, things are moving quickly, a lot of communication. But like I told somebody else, in this particular deck, it's like they're dancing around the maypole. So this could be something that was initiated way back in the beginning of May, and you're finally going to have, you know, things settle. The key on here is really standing out to me. So maybe you're going to get the key to the new house, of a new apartment, or a new condo, or whatever was going on. Maybe you're having a remodel, or maybe you were started to buy or sell your home at that time, and now you're finally going to get the key. Key to your heart, I am what is that? I am yours, you are mine, you are what you are. You make it it's Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. I can't think of which song it is though. Sometimes it hurts so badly I must cry out loud. I am one. Whatever that song is. I'll stop singing. I don't bother some people. Well, it looks like there's going to be a reason. The key to your heart. Maybe somebody holds the key to your heart. That's what the line was that came through. Okay, the key to your heart. I am gone. All right, animal totem for Scorpio for June. The snake. Ooh, the snake, the slithery snake. Well, you know, snake is also Kundalini too. So for a lot of people, this might be some kind of big romantic thing where you're falling in love and you're having sex all the time. And maybe even you could meet somebody on a trip or vacation. That could be too. Quetzalcoatl, Shehan, Seraphan, Ophian. Kundalini activation, carnal knowledge. The portal to awakening primal chi medicine. The new you is emerging now. Well, the other thing about that, with the new you emerging now and all that stuff, is what was I going to say about it? It is, you know, the shedding of the skin. That's Scorpio. You know, that's you. And also the Kundalini. That's the root chakra. That's you too. The sexual organ region there. That's the chakra associated with Scorpio. But let's go ahead and shine a little more light on this with the Holy HAMSA. Ooh, it flipped over. Messaging. Yeah, it's interesting that you would get the messaging card with the Eight of Wands too. So there could be a lot of communication going on. Again, I'm using the traditional meaning of the Eight of Wands. This is the message card from my Holy HAMSA deck, and it says text, Mercury, communication. News is coming quickly, auspicious plans unfolding. The message card encompasses all modes of communication, both present and future. Texting, direct messaging, FaceTime, Zoom. I'm sprucing myself. I'm sorry if you can hear that. It's hot to begin with, and I think I'm getting a hot flash. I don't want to have the fan on because it makes too much noise. This card may indicate the time is right. Okay, wait. Texting, direct messaging, FaceTime, Zoom, phone calls, and the like. We live in such a fast-paced world with no signs of slowing down. This card may indicate the time is right to reach out to that important contact to get the favorable response you're hoping for. Keep a watchful eye on your inbox for the important message that may be coming your way. Communication of all kinds is favored when this card makes an appearance. And the Eight of Wands is very much communication too. Could be good news coming within the family, because the Ten of Cups is also the family. All right, let's go ahead and get the lots of love, whether it pertains to love or not. Attraction. Okay. Next we have the next one. It says never. And then thirdly, lots of proverbs. We have get out while the getting's good. Well, you know, what grabbed me again was the key here. So if somebody's making an offer and it's going to allow you to be free of a situation that you've been wanting to be free of, then just go ahead and take it, you know. Or if you have an opportunity to move. Chariot could be moving and traveling to a different place or something like that. But overall, this looks like things are going to be moving quickly, and it's things that you want to move quickly. There's a lot of happiness and joy surrounding on it, and you are going to be able to shed some of this old energy that you've been wanting to be rid of for some time. Okay, let's go ahead. I mean, let's go ahead. We're not doing anything yet until I clear these old cards out. But hey, Scorpio, if you want to get in on that reading I have or any of the other readings, head over to my website. Solstice only for a limited time. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you're such a crazy pants. Okay, Saggies, let's go ahead and get your crazy pants tarot cards for the month of June of 2026. This is Sag rising, Sun rising, Moon. Ooh, one's flipping over already. Six of Earth Song, Six of Pentacles. And then we're going to just cut for the next two. We have Three of Earth Songs, that was in the last reading. And then finally, Four of Flame Songs. That was also in the other reading, but it was from the other deck. Alright, let's go ahead and get three cards from the Hanson Roberts. Sun, Rising, Moon, Sagittarius. 1, 2, 3. We've got the Justice card and the Four of Pentacles. And finally, the Page of Pentacles. Well, it sure seems like money, because, I mean, you 1, 2, 3, 4 Pentacle cards, and then the Justice card and the Four of Rods. Some of you could definitely be moving with the Four of Rods. You could be getting your finances in order to move. You get the key to the house. You might be going to be buying a new car. If you're thinking about a car, I would wait until after, or do it before, excuse me, the 29th, because that's when Mercury goes retrograde. Justice, there could absolutely be some legal things going on, but going in your favor where you are going to get the money that you deserve, get the money that's coming to you, get the good news that you're wanting to happen. Six of Pentacles is also getting that money, getting that reward. Something you've been building on. Some of you are doing a fixing up something with all the guy with the tools here. So maybe you're fixing up a house, or you're fixing up something to get ready to sell it, it looks like. Could be a house, could be a lot of things. Maybe you're fixing up your love nest. Maybe you're adding an addition or changing homes because you're moving in with somebody. In this particular deck, I mean, it really looks like a wedding, you know. She's happy to see her, I guess that's her wedding ring out there. Is that what it is? or there's a couple of hands and feet going on here. I'm not sure. But it can be moving house, especially when this card's around, and especially because that key is there. And then you've got the couple of fours here. So these are new foundations. Building a new foundation, laying the maybe you're going to build a house and you're really laying the foundation of the house, you know, putting the foundation down, getting things in order, getting things ready. You know, it looks very, very favorable for money and increase, though. Wow, does it look favorable for money and increase. And maybe it's even on that Venus-Jupiter. There could be some big money coming your way. For some reason, I want to go to that date for you guys. But let's go ahead and jump over to the animal totem for Sagittarius, Sun, Rising, Moon. We've got the Sigil. Okay, joyous seafarer calling from the sky, edging on this world and another, coming from a higher perspective, riding the currents of life. Yeah, so you're kind of transitioning. You know, you're moving from one place to another, or maybe if it's one job to another. This could be some kind of job thing, you know, where you're signing a contract for work. It doesn't seem like that really. Some of you might win your case. Like you might win your workman's comp case or your disability case or something like that too. It could be with the Six of Pentacles. Okay, let's go ahead and get the Holy HAMSA for Sun, Rising, Moon, Sag. What do we have here? Earth. Yeah, you got, well, the Pentacles are Earth too, and you got a lot of Earth energy. Well, you know, we're going to have Chiron going into Taurus, but really that's about the only Earth thing that we have. This is about planting your garden. You know, this card too, I didn't realize when I was making it. It's really just to represent the Earth. Instead of doing Night King's page, you know, 4 cards for each element, I just did 1 card for each element. And this is the Earth one. So, this can be, you know, I didn't realize when I was doing it, but they're all root vegetables. So sometimes these root vegetables, you know, you just see these things on the top and you don't know that underneath there's something really great growing. You know, but you don't realize it. Okay, Earth, keywords, grounding, practical, stability. Yes, four, stability. Building on solid foundations, similar to what I've been saying. Financial growth and stability. Gaia, the Great Mother, provides nourishment to all her inhabitants. Ground yourself in the field of Earth to promote an overall sense of well-being. The Earth card is calling you to take a practical approach in all your endeavors at this time. In astrology, the Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This card may represent people born under those signs. As a timing card, it may represent when the Sun or Moon are in one of those signs. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get the lots of love and all that stuff. Lots of love, whether it pertains to love or not. We have sweet. How sweet it is to be loved by you. It's like honey from the bee, baby. Ow. All right, next. We have yes. And then finally, lots of proverbs. We got make love, not war. Yeah. Well, I feel like things are going to be resolved for you. A lot of things could be coming to a conclusion in a most delightful way. That's what my guys are saying. In a most delightful way. What is that? That's from Mary Poppins or something? Oh, a spoonful of sugar. Isn't that it? Helps the medicine go down. Medicine go down. Medicine go down. Anyway, Sag, if you want to hear your Mary Poppins, you can Google it on YouTube right now. But hey, if you want to get in on that reading, limited time offer. It's packed full of a lot of interesting information. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video, and we're going to move on to the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn, everybody. All right, Cappies. Well, it's your full moon on the 29th. We get the one new moon, we get the one full moon every year. So the 29th is your big day, okay? But also on that same day, we've got Mercury going retrograde. So if you want to work with the full moon energy, you may want to start a couple days before that and have it kind of culminate before the Mercury retrograde. Okay, let's see. 3 cards for Capricorn. We have the Emperor, the Queen of Pentacles or Earth Songs, and then the Moon card. Well, it's your full moon, you know, so they were making sure if I forgot to mention it that I would remember. Yeah, so it is your full moon, like I said, so that's going to be powerful. It's a culmination of things, your intentions that you perhaps set out last year, you know, or not last year, at the beginning of the year. Well, maybe like me, I'm a December Cap, so it could have been, you know, around your birthday, basically, December, January. And this is we've come 6 months, we've come to the midpoint of all of it. All right, let's go ahead and get 3 cards for Capricorn, Sun, Rising, Moon. We've got Hangman, excuse me, Queen of Cups, and then the Queen of Swords. Look at all the queens. I mean, there's no gender in these readings, but look at all these queens lighting up. You got the Queen of Pentacles, which is you, could be a representation of you, regardless of gender, and then the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords. So they're in the Moon. So there is this divine feminine kind of energy going on. Again, these could still be anybody. It doesn't have to specifically pertain to only female, you know, female people who are associated as females or whatever, identify as females. But there is a divine feminine kind of a vibe going on here. And interestingly enough, talking about divine feminine vibe, Cancer is ruled by the Moon, and it is the divine feminine also. It's the mother of the Zodiac. Traditionally, it's like Capricorn or Saturn is the father, and then Cancer, the Moon, is the mother. So there is this energy over here. What it feels like is, I'm looking at this Emperor card, which is very different. But what's grabbing my attention is all these hands up. A lot of people got their hands wanting this opportunity. It's almost like, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. You know, and there's people. There's a lot of people to pick from. You could get the news that you are the one who, you're the one that I want. Greece, you're the one that I want. So you're the one that they want. You could get picked. You've been waiting a while for this. The other thing is, this could be the committee. You know, these people could be on the committee that are doing the choosing. Or, you know, maybe not the committee, but committee is the word that wants to come through, but apply it to your situation. They're the ones discussing, they're mulling it over here. They're thinking about it, they're mulling it over. Do we pick Capricorn, or do we pick this one or that one, or one of the, like you might be one of 5 finalists in the job, or even in some, if you're entering in some kind of a contest, or anything like that. There could be some kind of, where you're down to the final 3 or something. It's funny I said final 3, even though it's final 3, because there's 3 things here. But yeah, it looks like by the time this full moon rolls around, a lot of things that you've been waiting a long time for are rolling into place. And the Emperor is definitely favoring you, but with it feels like, I want to say, with the help of some of these other people here. So this could be the first interview, the second interview, you know, on like that. These could be references. They're calling you references to see if you're, you know, whatever, you're legit. It could be the final contestants, but it feels like they're also in part of making the decision, you know, or facilitating. They're facilitating. You know, so this could be the person who hires you, or if you're, you know, if you're trying to sell something, this could be like a house, this could be the realtor and the buyer, you know, so take it as it resonates. But you'll be dealing with a lot of people, which I know you don't really like. You might need your time alone, you know, but you're going to be making really good progress. And look at how you're just sitting up here crowning the reading. Everything else is below you. You're front and center. You know, you're right up there at the top. Top of the heap. Top of the heap, a number 1 down. Lamb. Yeah, you know, with the Lamb and the Hangman both, I'm feeling like it might, I was sheep, not lamb. It might be time to just not push. I know you like to push, Capricorn. I know you like to, you know, push, push, push. They see you, okay? They see you. They've got your application. They've got your thing. They see you. They see where it's going. But it's time to just chill and wait right now. Lamb of God, take away the sins of the world. Sacrifice, vulnerability, innocence, humility, stillness, peace, quiet, pastoral life. Prophetic dreams uncover ancient knowledge. Ooh, I like that. But both of these are, and I would almost said that when I saw the Hangman, but I didn't say it. But when the sheep showed up, I wanted to say it for sure. There's no need to just be confident in your abilities that if it was an interview, you did the best interview you possibly could, or you handed in the best resume, or if it could even be an exam or something. Maybe an exam was part of it, you know. Just know that you did the best you can. Chill out. You might not find out the results until the full moon in Capricorn on the 29th. but it looks like it's really good, positive to go in your favor. They see you. I just want to keep saying that they see you. You don't have to be like one of these other guys. Hey, look at me. What about me? What about me? I think that's a big turnoff for them. Like, they don't want somebody who's over-eager. Like, play it cool. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. Lots of Holy HAMSA. Holy HAMSA deck. Okay, let's see here. Soar. Okay, well, you're going to be soaring. This is one of the best cards, number 28. This is about, going past limits, any limits that you've had in the past, and soaring, beyond. Because this is the only one where the eye is looking up and beyond too. It's not looking right at you. Because this is the Holy HAMSA. Every card has an eye on it. Okay, it's a 50 card deck that I designed. Okay, rise, triumphant, transcend, ascending to new heights, leaving earthly concerns behind. Attune yourself to the subtle whispers of the wind. Do not fight against the stream. Instead, align yourself to the highest wave and allow for the winds to carry you into the clear skies of tomorrow. Outside of the stratospheres of the earth's plane, through the gateway of higher dimensional existence. When the small birds are making a fuss and nipping at your tail, see, these small birds are like, playing it cool, right? Nipping at your tail feathers, your spirit calls you to fly above the chaos below. Leaving them in your dust, you soar into the highest realms, a higher realm of being beyond the chatter of daily life. This card is an omen of great success. You are rising higher than ever before, reaching new heights towards whatever you are striving for. Yeah, it looks really good. All right, let's get the lots. We're going to do lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. Let's see what we get here. Capricorn, it says real. Yeah, just be real. They like you for you. The more you can be you, the better it's going to go. Next we have agreed. Yeah, there's going to be some agreement reached. And they agree, you're in line, your agreement. You don't have to pretend to be anybody else. You agree on most things. Your energy it coincides. It works well together. It says, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Well, take that as it resonates. I don't see you wasting anything this month, Capricorn. Your full moon, the spotlight's on you. Your hard work is paying off, and you're soaring like never before. All right, Cap, well, you're another one of the cardinal signs. So these cardinal ingresses, which is what the solstice is, it's change of season. The solstice in December is your solstice, right? But you guys will often feel the energy stronger than some of the other signs. If you want to get that reading, or anything else, I offer other readings as well. Head over to my website, vickyverley.com. where you can find out everything you need to know, or check the links in the description. Next, we're going to look at the sign of Aquarius. One card flipped over, two cards flipped over. And we'll take this one too. Okay, so here you go. We'll take them as they came. It was Earth Songs, Ten of Pentacles, wow. And then we have 5 of Flame Songs, 5 of Wands. And then we have the King of Cups. I can't picture the 5 of Wands. Oh, that's the one where they're battling in the regular tarot. Okay. All right, next we're going to... I hope you don't hear my dog crying. He's mad because I locked him out of the kitchen. So... he's over there in the hallway crying. He's got his whole thing. I even have a fan on for him in there. I've got his blankets down his bed. He's perfectly fine. He's just being a big whiner. Whiner 49er. But let's see what's going on for Aquarius. 3 cards for Aquarius. We've got the 6 of Wands, Triumph and Victory. Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, and Ace of Cups, new beginning and love, creativity, and all things wonderful. Well, money is certainly looking good for you. We got the 10 of Pentacles with the 6 of Wands. Man, that's like victory, triumph in a big way. 10 of Pentacles. This one cracks me up because originally a friend of mine had this deck, and she was reading for me, and she goes, "Look, there's you on stage, just doing your music." And actually, I'm a keyboard player. I sing some, but I prefer to more play keyboard and sing harmony than actually be the lead singer. But she was saying, oh yeah, it looks like you're going to be doing some kind of a music project. And not long after that, I got in a band with this guy who looks very much like this guy. But he was a guitar player. But it was so crazy. And now every time I see this card, I always remember that But yeah, maybe it's that something. If you do something creative, it could be, or something performance. But Ten of Pentacles is just the big money. You are the one. You're taking your bows for a job well done, a big accomplishment. Whatever the struggles were going back and forth, they're resolving now. Queen of Pentacles plays a part in it. Earth sign person, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Could be this Capricorn full moon we have on the 29th. Or if you have placements in Capricorn or you're on the cusp, it could even be you. Because she's sitting between the Six of Wands, this triumph and victory, and the Ace of Cups. New beginning in love, yes, but creativity, all the good stuff, all the good, happy emotions, pointing right up here to the King of Cups. King of Cups is water sign energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. King of Cups is also water sign. We've got the 9th, we've got the Venus-Jupiter conjunction in the water sign of Cancer. And then on the 21st, this solstice is when the sun moves into Cancer. So it could be on or around these time frames here. That could be key dates for you. Or it could be a water sign person. Or, the King of Cups, besides being potentially a water sign person, the King of Cups is also just an emotionally mature person. And paired with the Ace of Cups here, it could be, a new relationship blooming. Again, there's no gender in these readings, so if you're not interested in king, it could be a queen, or it could be anybody. You don't have to necessarily tie it to that or leave a comment about you're not interested in men, then it wouldn't be a man for you, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get your animal totem for Aquarius, sun, rising, moon. What do we got? The lion. The lion sleeps tonight. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's really high. I'm hearing that in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Well, this could also be, could be a Leo that you meet, because that's your opposite sign, by the way. And often Leos are performers, too. It could be somebody who's, does theater or music or something who's a Leo. But also, at the very last day of the month, on the 30th, we have Jupiter moving into Leo. So that could be talking about that as well. Majestic, generous, fierce and proud, courageous king of the beasts. Sublime leadership inspires loyalty. Delegate authority, then bask in the sun. Yeah. Next we get the Holy HAMSA card for, it says impasse. These two cards are kind of similar, actually. But this is a card of, if something's blocked, then go the other way. Don't waste time banging your head against the wall, basically, is what this is about. It says dead end, impasse, stalemate, irresolvable. Do not proceed, end of the road. Stop, do not proceed. If you find yourself hitting a brick wall, the universe is sending you a message that you can go no further with this endeavor. To continue trying would only lead to further disappointment and frustration. Knowing when to lay down, know when to lay down. Do not view this as a defeat rather than a course correction. The universe is guiding you into a different direction towards the best possible outcome. Yeah, and this is you meeting up with the flack or the static. Go with the thing that feels right. Go with where you're respected and where you get the accolades and the achievement the rewards and achievement that you do deserve. Okay, if you want to get in on the reading that I'm offering, last chance for that, or I have other readings on my website too if you want to check it out. It'll be in the description or a pinned comment. Have a great month, and I'll be back again with another reading. Next, we're going to take a look at the sign of Pisces. Well, you're another one, Pisces, where this Jupiter, Venus, and this solstice stuff, this is all really cool for you, too, because you are also a water sign. So that's right, you and Scorpio, it's right in your vibe, it's right in your nature. It's really good energy that corresponds to you, and there's a lot of positive flow, okay? I cut the deck, and that came out right there. Earth songs again, Ten of Pentacles. Then we have the Lovers. Then finally we have the Queen of Earth songs. She's been out a lot, the Queen of Pentacles, from this deck. Okay, next we're going to take a look at... I need to get a drink of water, and then we'll finish your reading real quick. There we go. Let's shuffle up the Hanson Roberts cards. We're going to do 3 cards from the Hanson Roberts for Pisces, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has prominent Pisces in their chart. 1, 2, 3 cards. We have the Queen of Pentacles. I think she was in my last reading too. Came out of the cut. The Devil. And finally, the Two of Swords, making a decision. Well, the Queen of Pentacles is in here twice, by the way. These are both Queen of Pentacles cards. So an earth sign person who's a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo could be very prominent. But it's highly likely that it's either they are a Capricorn, because the Devil card is also the card for Capricorn, or Saturn, which is Capricorn. But also, it could be talking about, again, for you, this 29 full moon. This is bringing money, man. With that Ten of Pentacles, that is just grabbing me. Big money. Lovers is here, so you may be, this could be a very strong emotional connection to this relationship. Some of you, with the Devil, you might be going through a divorce. You know, you might be free from the shackles of bondage. Or you might be going through, you know, leaving your job. Maybe there's somebody, and this person's offering you a new situation. Maybe you thought, I'll never get out of this relationship, or I can't afford to, or I'll never get out of this job, I can't afford to. Well, guess what? Now you can. For others, if you're already coupled, this could be your partner. Maybe your partner gets the new job, or gets the big money, or gets this. This could even be an inheritance or a settlement. For somebody that feels like this is really this performing arts thing here too. Maybe they get a big part, like in a Broadway show, or some kind of a big thing like that. Of course, that's not going to be for very many people, but it might be for somebody out there. Or a part in a movie, or some kind of big, something big, or a steady gig, playing piano bar, you know, 6 nights a week, if that's what you're into, you know. Whatever it is, or maybe somebody hears you singing, or even singing karaoke and wants to do a jam band with you, or, you know, it could be a lot of things. The decision is not made, and it may not be made until the end of the month with this Capricorn full moon. But my guides are saying, throw your hat into the arena, give it a shot. Maybe you're going to audition. Maybe you're going to audition for some local production or something, or some kind of local theater thing. And you would get the part, or you would meet somebody, may meet a partner, a lover there if you're single. That could be. Let's go ahead and get the animal totem for Pisces Sun, Rising, Moon for the month of June. Let's see what we have. The dog. The dog is really good energy. It's about being loyal and having friends and being with your pack, you know, your tribe, your pack. Loyal companion, protector, ally, immense capacity for unconditional love, service to the pack, group incarnation. To have friends, you must be a friend. Yeah, well, you guys, Pisces, you're always friends. You're good friends. Okay, next let's look at the Holy HAMSA for our Pisces Sun, Rising, Moon. Ooh, a couple of them flew out. Look at this, the dang star card flew out. Okay, well, you got the sound card. So that could be the singing and the sound healing. We all are immersed in a sonic field of energy, but you got the star card. Now, it is like the star in the tarot, like a spiritual card, but I decided to put it more like being on stage. So you've got 2 cards of being on stage here. And the spotlight being on you. Getting noticed, a time of victory and triumph. Yeah, this is you being in center stage, being noticed, getting that. It could be a job. It may be a job. It may have nothing to do with the performing arts, but it's, you know, how often do you have 2 cards that show up with the stage on it? I mean, I don't remember that ever happening, you know, so it's pretty, if that's something that you're doing. And then with the sound too, maybe it is musical. You know, Pisces, you're ruled by Neptune. You're very musical too. You're very creative on all fronts. You know, I could see you doing all that. Or Neptune, your ruling planet, also rules film. You may want to do your own little film and put it out on YouTube or something, or a video. Maybe it's going to go viral. It'll be a big hit. You know, maybe you somebody finds you that way, that wants to date you or be in love with you. So it could be a lot of different things, but it sure looks like it's time to put yourself out there. All right, let's go ahead and get the lots. We've got a partier. Yeah, partier, this could be a drug and alcohol overdoing too. Somebody who's in bondage to that, overdoing it with the drugs and alcohol. So you may be wanting to be freed of that. And then it says cloudy, so that's uncertain. And then the last lots of proverb for Pisces is, it's never too late to be who you might have been. Yeah, so if you've always wanted to do something like this, you always wanted to put out a little video or do some theater or whatever. Maybe it's a gardening video or how to make tea. You know, it doesn't even have to be. But it seems like that you're going to be getting a lot of attention and people are going to notice you. And this Queen of Pentacles, this earth sign person, is very important. Very, very important. Whether it's as a lover or as a finance, somebody who's got power, and like the pentacles are the, you know, the corporate movers and shapers, the people in power kind of things in the earth plane here. Whatever the case, you know, you're moving forward, and you're also moving forward, you're going to find your tribe too. There's an opportunity to connect with a new group. And maybe some of you, I want to say some of you might even get a dog, or if you don't have one, or others of you, maybe you're going to be at the dog park and meet somebody important there too. You know, because with this too, I was feeling like it could be like Shakespeare in the Park too, if that's something anybody's into. So it could be some kind of an outdoor summer stock, you know, some kind of summer theater thing or something like that. Okay, well, hopefully you got a message out of this. If you didn't, be sure to check your other placements, sun, rising, moon, and all that good stuff. If you want to get in on that reading, there's a limited time. This is the last few weeks that it's going to be offered, and it won't be around again until next year. It's actually really chock full of a lot of interesting things. It's particularly the Chiron and Taurus, so check it out if you're interested, or there's other readings as well. By ordering readings and supporting me on Patreon and liking, sharing, commenting keeps this channel going. I appreciate you all. Have the best month ever, and I'll be back again soon with another reading. Till then.